Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first 15. We'll be doing this on Overreaction Mondays throughout the rest of the year. We think these are the top 5 things that you need to know about, and if we miss a couple, we'll certainly pick those up. This is the first 15. Let's get to it. Number 5 starts in the Steel City. The Pittsburgh Steelers. The Rodgers reminder. Still got it. You know, there was a lot of conversation last year about whether or not this guy is worth a damn at professional football. You know, he flew all the way from his home in beautiful Southern California. I mean, he's got a gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. Good views.
Waterfront.
He walks on that beach, too. He's got his dog, Apollo, coming around. You know, he's having a good time. It's a beautiful house. He said, you know what, I'm going to go fly back to New York whenever they get the new GM, new head coach. I want to talk to them personally. So I want to go ahead and just kind of see where they're at. If they're to move on, hey, that's their prerogative. They can do what they want to do. But just wanted them to know that I would like my Jets tenure to end in a good way, is what he told us, verbatim. Flies all the way over there. It's about 4.5, 5 hours, depending upon the jet stream behind him. Yep. You know, over there. Maybe 5.5, depend. Yeah, there's, you know, a lot of that thing. Gets all the way down there in Teterboro, drives over to the facility, sits down. Aaron Glenn says, you can go and get the fuck out of here. That is,
pretty much.
Yeah, we don't want you. Now, I don't think those were the exact words. Now, the way Aaron describes the encounter and the lack of description of the encounter from Aaron Glenn makes us believe that it probably was a pretty uncomfortable situation.
No doubt.
So then Aaron leaves, and now he's trying to figure out his life. Remember, close personal friends going through a cancer battle, we would inevitably learn. Had to be there for them. People that rely upon him were going through some very heavy things. He had his offseason. He was thinking about potentially retiring. Doesn't join any team. Everybody's loud. This guy needs to make his decision for a draft. Little they know that was going to happen.
No.
He was going to be making a decision for a long, long time at that particular case. In the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin was calling him every single week, checking in on him, seeing how he's doing, how's it going. They were preparing an offense, allegedly, for Aaron Rodgers, even when he wasn't a Pittsburgh Steeler at the time. So you wonder, with all that shit and all the noise and everything that's going on, how it would fare. Thought it was going to be a cagey affair because these two teams, obviously defensive stout. I'll tell you what, Justin Fields might be the right fit for an Aaron Glenn offense in New York. They might have some things to be excited about. And on the flip side, Aaron Rodgers slicing dicing for 4 touchdowns. You Steelers fans got to be losing your mind, Tone.
Yeah, we are. It was really cool. Once the Steelers got their first kickoff and you saw Aaron run out on the field, like, it was a surreal, like, holy shit, Aaron Rodgers is our quarterback. And then you watched him orchestrate that offense like Leonard Bernstein. It was a thing of beauty. You were up to the line, just changing plays, manipulating the snap count. Like, it was awesome. He was everyone got involved. Like, literally everyone on offense got involved. 4 touchdowns. Oh, and he had a game-winning drive, which is what, you know, is something that we haven't had in a long time. It was so cool to watch Aaron Rodgers be a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 4 TDs for him. DK Metcalf had some big-time plays. Had a first drop early. Obviously, there were some other things going on, but you could see that DK is worth the money, and DK is the best athlete whenever DK is wherever DK is. Yeah.
And not only that, you guys have a kicker who's potentially doing a hold-in, Chris Boswell. Well, he didn't hold in, and he did play, and I think he made some 55-plus yarder earlier in the game, and then to win it, 60-yarder. Now, granted, there's a minute some left, so they could have come back and taken that from Chris Boswell. Under a minute 30 to take the lead. I think everybody would call that a game-winning kick. Chris Boswell does that for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So damn pure. Now, there were some misses from the kicking department around the NFL, and I think we should all kind of view it the same way. If a ball is kind of drifting to the right for a righty, okay? Not an absolute miss. A miss is going to happen where you just miss the sweet spot, your swing, just like in golf, you kind of come across it. But if there's one like drifting to the right, not normally the ball, probably because the kicker's trying to guide it a little bit. You know, trying to guide it. Like when you're throwing a baseball or a football, it'll be in the vicinity because that's what you're actually doing. But it won't be your pure ball. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like Luke, the kicker for the Baltimore Ravens, his first kick was a 52-yarder. That thing was drifting a little bit right. He has a massive leg. That kid has a very, very strong leg. Misses an extra point. Obviously, people pissed off about it. He is a very talented kicker. So his first one going a little bit to the right, I'm like, ooh, he was trying to guide that a little bit, probably thinking about it. Still goes in, still very good for a very long time. Boswell hits this 60-yarder. Under pressure, first week, contract dispute. Okay, money. This is actual, every ball is a money ball. Every ball is a money ball. This was supposed to be a 58-yarder. They actually lose.
Yes, they did.
2 yards to play before that. They try to pick up a couple more yards from him and ends up going back. So he comes out there. This ball is pure. And that leads to Mike Tomlin describing Chris Boswell in only a fashion that Mike Tomlin could describe a kicker.
And I can't say enough about Boz. Man, our kicker is a serial killer. Man, he got a low pulse rate. He can't wait to deliver.
That's what I'm talking about. Boz is not thinking about guiding it. Boz isn't thinking about anything. Boz said he just goes out there, thinks about his steps, hits the ball, doesn't even watch it, and just leaves the field. One of the greatest of all time. Happy he got a chance to step up and perform and deliver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hell of a start for Aaron Rodgers there. Congrats to the Yingers. Lot of drama over there.
Yeah.
Lot of drama over it. Came down to a 60-yarder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Came down to a 60-yarder.
Big hit Jalen Ramsey, too. No addition. Big hit knocking that ball off
Let's
the
get
Garrett
some
Wilson
stops.
late.
The way he's talking is he loves the culture of the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's talking like he's doing a lot of like, hey, this is how we play. We're not going to let people kind of come in here and not play us style. It's like, it does feel like Jalen Ramsey's supposed to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yes.
Same with Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, even watching Aaron and him walk off with Cam Hayward at the end, Cam and Coach Tomlin have walked off the field together basically for like the last 5-6 years since social media has really been capturing it. We don't know how much longer before that. But them waiting for Aaron and then Aaron walking with him, like this is a cool moment.
Very cool.
This is a very cool moment, especially walking out of the stadium that he was at last year and once again fly all the way over there. Get the hell out of here. I mean, that's a cool moment for the Steelers. Steelers fans got to be pumped. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Is Micah Parsons going to be in game shape? Is Micah Parsons going to be able to play football for the Packers after being traded so late? He did address being traded so late where he was like, if we would have done this at the right time, I could have been working with these guys. I think Micah loves his time at the Packers. Now, obviously, they get a win.
Yeah, it helps.
Obviously, he gets a sack.
That helps.
Obviously, he becomes the highest paid non-quarterback player of all time, $47 million a year. There's a lot of honeymoon things. But boy, when Jared Goff just hears a panic behind him, I assume that he thought, no fatso, no D lineman, no defensive end. Nobody over 220 pounds is going to be able to walk me. I have a 20-yard head start on all of them. Remember, field is 53 and a third wide. Micah hunted him down. Neckton mentality, like a damn shark. And obviously he has a celebration point in the sky. The number 1 looks much cleaner than I think we all thought it was going to be. Jordan Love was slicing and dicing. Feels like the defense is very good. Green Bay Packers fans thinking Super Bowl this year for the Pack.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there's no question now. I didn't know going into yesterday because, again, the Lions are still very good, but boy, did the Packers dominate this game from the onset, too. You mentioned it. I think the Micah stuff, we'll get to that in a second, but Jordan Love, like, people are talking about him winning an MVP this year. He had to do it. He came out, started 10 of 14, and they scored 2 touchdowns and were up 17-3 very early, which they were playing from behind against the Lions all year and in division games. They just look crisp, and everything you were hearing from the Packers offense was like, they're really hurting the receiver room. They don't really know. Like, we thought Josh Jacobs was going to come out, and if he wasn't scoring multiple touchdowns, like this Packers offense was going to be in trouble. Not the case. Love looked phenomenal. And then you mentioned it, Micah Parsons. I mean, everyone can say whatever they want. I get it. He only played 45% of the snaps.
Only got 1 sack.
Only had 3 pressures. Those 3 pressures. Okay, there was a 2-yard loss for a completion on 3rd down, caused a punt. He had the sack. And then they also he got to Jared Goff, and Jared Goff threw an interception. So those are pretty,
Also, guys playing alongside of him.
Yeah, that is ultimately what this comes down to is Lucas Van Ness had his best game as a Packer yesterday. Rashawn Gary had a sack and a half. Like, he makes all the guys around him so much better. And again, you talk about all that stuff of him being happy. This is a different guy than we saw in Dallas. Like, sure, there's some of that, but everything I heard from him post game and like he's ecstatic to be a Packer. From some people that were there, they said when he came out of the tunnel, said it was the loudest pop they've ever heard in Lambeau.
Well, welcome to Cheeseland, Micah Parsons. What a way to kick it off. The Packers look like they're legit. Are the Lions dead?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Are the Lions
Same old
dead?
Lions.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Oh, no.
Everything we were worried about this whole offseason was exposed yesterday. Detroit is burning to the ground right now. It's not good.
Well, you guys got new coordinators.
Good commercial.
The offensive line is the biggest worry.
Foxy, the Applebee's commercial.
No,
Good
even
commercials.
You get rings for those?
Dan Campbell's game in that
Onion
one.
rings.
Even he admitted he wasn't as funny in the Applebee's commercials. That was a sign. Let's be honest. That was a sign.
That's not
Oh, no. Not Detroit from 5 years ago.
Yeah, the biggest worry, though, Ragnow being gone was so evident. That's a killer. Long season, though. We got the Bears next. Have to beat them.
I believe in Dan Campbell.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't think having a rough start with new coordinators is a bad thing. But, boy, they're going to have to get much better out there for Lions fans not to lose their mind. Let's go to number 3. We got to go back before the weekend. Should be talked about. Herbert's hot hand handles. This guy was electrifying. This was exactly what Justin Herbert was kind of billed to be. This is what we had all hoped that Justin Herbert could be this season. Second year in the Jim Harbaugh culture. And you're talking about Quentin Johnson doing his thing. Keenan Allen, he's back on the Chargers. And what's he doing? Scoring touchdowns again. Justin Herbert was outrageous. I mean, everything he did was seemingly the perfect decision at the right time. His leadership, very evident. His press conference afterwards sounds exactly like a robot. Hey, we need AAI. We need a quarterback. It's tall, handsome. He's going to date another celebrity. Peter to be very happy. I need him to have the proper composure in massive moments. He needs to be able to throw a football like a goddamn animal. Okay, that's what he needs to be able to do. Needs to be able to run people over. Needs to be able to be more physically gifted than everybody else on the field, and also have an incredibly cool ability to slide. Stay in bounds, high football IQ. Let's go ahead and ice and seal this game. But also, whenever he speaks to the media, just needs to say just all the right stuff. Just everything needs to not even come close to being, we're just focused on tonight playing our best football. What do you got next week? Well, I think we're going to focus on playing our best football, and we're going to do our thing, it was great to have him in here. He works really hard. We try to work really hard. How do you feel about Coach Harbaugh? He's the best. Every day he's working so hard. It's just every day we're kind of focused on that day that is in front of us, and if we keep stacking days, we're going to be good. Okay, what do you think about your wide receivers? They're all so good. They all run such good. Like, everything he was saying was just super perfect quarterback, movie quarterback, and he has been called the blueprint. He, Josh Allen, the other very tall, very large, very athletic, very fast, very durable guys are like what everybody's looking for. Is this the year, D-Butt? You've been on the Chargers, Justin Herbert hype train for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Since inception.
Since Mr. and Mrs. Staley coaching
Bruce
tree.
And Linda.
Right. Bruce and Linda Staley's coaching tree have come through there. You've been on the Herbert train, I would say, since the beginning. I'll tell you what, Friday had to feel pretty good for that train as they got off the stop down there in Brazil.
Yeah, and even before that, we had a great, Coach B.A. sitting in this chair. When he was here, he asked a great quarterback, if you have a clip, what quarterback would you build your franchise around?
Believe it or not, I like the guy with the Chargers. Just Justin Herbert. I think they've kind of gone by the wayside.
Oh, and I got a lot of some side eyes up here on the stage. I'm sure I saw a bunch of comments on X.
Wow.
And he showed out, man. 25 of 34, 318 yards, just dotting it up. And it was a pass-first offense, too, something you don't expect from Greg Roman, something you don't expect from a Jim Harbaugh football team. Just opening up, pass. Got after that Spags defense. Everyone was involved. You mentioned Ladd. You mentioned Keenan Allen been back. And Quentin Johnston. If he can continue to play like a first-round pick and ball, they'll be in a great spot. Did the thing with his arm, but with his legs to end the game once Chris Jones got a little greedy. This is kind of what makes Chris Jones great. You go and take a chance on the edge. You don't dive inside. Herbert gets the edge and seals it with this beautiful slide using his legs to seal this game. So, Justin Herbert and the Chargers look like they might be the real deal this year.
AFC West has a lot of competitors. Kansas City Chiefs going to have to figure it out pretty quick. Ty, they're getting loud over there in Kansas City and around the world.
I hate to say it. I think the Chiefs might be dead.
No!
They might be.
The Chiefs is still the Chiefs and always will be until these eyes don't see Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, Brett Veach, Spags, and Tobe. The NASCAR, we'll talk about that later. We're running out of time here.
Oh, we need NASCAR.
We will certainly talk about it because that was one of the
I'm saying we need it right now, 140.
Yeah, we need NASCAR. I don't know if
just
we have
for
enough
this whole
time.
operation.
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough time.
We don't.
So, for that NASCAR kick that they did right before half there, there is a cutoff time. They were certainly at it.
Only one play, though. We got two
That
left.
was Well, ladies and gentlemen, number 2 headline that I think we need to be talking about, Josh Allen and the Bills. And their late night thriller. You all were probably asleep. I fell asleep after watching Lamar Jackson run 200 yards to pick up a first down after he was outrunning the entire Buffalo Bills D-line, and they were up 15. I'm like, well, if this is happening in the fourth quarter, it has seemingly been the Ravens' night to begin with. Josh Allen has certainly made some massive plays, but this Baltimore Ravens team looked unstoppable. And when Lamar's doing this shit in the fourth quarter and they have a lead, my brain just said, You can go to bed now. What did I miss? Record-breaking final 4 minutes where a team is down by 15 with under 4 minutes, 3:59 right there. Bang, 4th and 2. Tip ball, Keon Coleman, touchdown. Well, now we gotta hope for something else good to happen. Well, Derrick Henry, who was having a career evening in Buffalo, going for 100 early, couple touchdowns, does something he never does because Ed Oliver is an absolute monster on that Buffalo Bills D-line. They scoop it. Obviously, Josh Allen and the Bills do what they do. They score, miss the 2-point conversion. Now they're down 2. Baltimore gets the rock back. They can run the clock out. They don't. Leads to what? Matt Prater, 41 years old, walk off. Field goal. Buffalo Bills beat the Baltimore Ravens. What a night for Josh Allen. What a night for the Bills. And the number one headline is the Colts going to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Wow. Colts going to win the Super Bowl. And that is no question. And that's because the big three, as coined by Edgerrin James, is how I heard it. The big three are holding people accountable in that building. Carly, Kaylin, and Casey, congratulations on being undefeated owners. And Danny Dimes, we got a chance to catch up with him earlier today. We'll run that interview in about an hour or so. He is in the perfect place here in Indianapolis. It was fun to watch. Tyler Warren, this guy.
Man.
He's a Sasquatch out there.
Oh.
This dude's unbelievable, and Danny Dimes loves him. Danny Dimes is getting the ball to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was eating. Jonathan Taylor had a big game. Offensive line did some amazing stuff. I mean, it was the most fun we've ever had in the Lighthouse.
By far.
Since becoming fans of the team. Like show. You
Sure.
get it, like in
Right.
the suite. It was spectacular, electrifying. Cam Bynum. And I said this to Danny Dimes earlier, which you'll see in the conversation about an hour from now. Cam Bynum, between every single play, was like this. And he gets a turnover. You can see that he is just a juice machine, and he's everywhere. Lou Anarumo's defense held him to a shutout in the first half and only gave up 8 points or whatever it is. And Cam Bynum hit the seat. I mean, that is unbelievable stuff. I wish he would have hit the kip up into the pop block, but nonetheless, the Colts look different. And with these eyes and boots on the ground, actually, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This team's a real deal. 7% optimism in that athletic poll from a lot of people that were AR fans on the internet. And those AR fans were saying a lot of terrible things about me whenever I was pointing out the obvious last year. Okay? And now they were saying very negative things whenever Danny Dimes became our quarterback. And everybody kind of said that this team stunk. Everybody.
Yeah.
People forget we invested in defense. We got a new defense coordinator. We got dogs across the board over there. And on the offensive side, Danny Dimes has loved his weapons here since the day he got here. The only reason why I know that is because I had a chance to have dinner with him a couple weeks into his stint here, and he started rattling off names, who he likes, how he likes. And you saw Pittman Jr. do his thing, Downs do his thing, Tyler Warren do his thing, Big Mo Alley Cox. Pierce is doing his. I mean, there is. We got a team.
Got a squad.
We got a team.
Like our guys.
And shout out to Boss Man, certainly pushing the Pacers on a little bit of run.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, if Jim Irsay is going to be doing a little bit of run for his Indianapolis Colts, we'll certainly enjoy the ride, brother, one last time. It was a fun day celebrating the boss. A lot of alum came back into town. Saturday night there was a gathering as well. It was a perfect weekend here in Indianapolis for the Colts, and the team looks damn good for real, Condon.
Well, that's the thing, is that it was just justifying watching the entire thing because it was domination. We talked about some of the games earlier, like the Packers, they dominated the Lions start to finish. The Colts are one of those teams who dominated week one, the Dolphins, from start to finish. And when you just look at all of those weapons that you just mentioned, this is why living in Indianapolis and watching this team has been such a nightmare for the past 5 years, because this wasn't the first time they've been out on the field with all these great players, all these great receivers, all these great players on defense, and performed well. That's why it is stunk, because we've seen the potential. You see A.D. Mitchell, Pierce, Downs, Tyler Warren now, Pittman, like all those dudes have been there, minus Warren, and they haven't had a quarterback like Dan Jones. They haven't had an O-line play that well like they did yesterday. It was just a big time, like, okay, so we haven't been watching or talking about the Colts like absolute idiots. They have been this good. They just needed a quarterback to come in, and Danny Dimes is the guy.
A lot of pressure on him, too.
Yeah, a lot on the Colts as a whole.
On Dan Jones specifically, because you come in and you have a very publicized quarterback battle. We know what he did in New York and what that was. But so it's a lot of pressure for him to come in and, okay, now it's obvious that he won this job. And when I reached out to people in the building once he was named the starter, nobody was surprised, and now you see why. And then the game plan. You'll see it more in the conversation with Dan, but it was pass out of the gate, and I definitely didn't expect that. But yeah, he showed up, and then his defense, Lou Anarumo, been in a new spot with a bunch of new pieces. They were 7 minutes away from a shutout. Crazy. So yeah, all things are clicking right now for the Colts.
Indiana Jones in the dimes dive, brother. We're about to have a run over here. And Tyler Warren ain't from here.
Nope. No.
He is gigantic.
Add him to the list.
And I think he might have the head, the skull, like AJ has one of these ones.
Yeah.
Just a super thick, massive head.
Like a cannonball.
It is like cannonball.
Yeah.
It would have to be to survive that hit we saw at Penn State.
Correct.
Yes. The way his head snapped off that.
It's the most violent thing I've ever seen in person.
Just complete bang. And then he just, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then
he got a handoff on the next play.
Yeah, his hair, I mean, he is awesome. And we got OGs that are good. But you're right. It was like kind of like justifying.
Just like, thank goodness what we've been seeing and talking about isn't just us.
Well, and Chris Ballard's probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Thank Jesus Christ. I thought we've had a good team for a while. Okay, quickly, D, but you heard the top 5 there. Anything we missed that people definitely need to know about?
Oh, speaking of violence, I saw something violent yesterday out there with the Rams. Puka Nacua, an absolute dog, friend of the program, took a nasty hit from that nasty Houston Texans defense. But guess what? He didn't cry. He didn't pop. He went back to the locker room, showed his quarterback, all right, go patch that shit up and get back out here. Need you 12. And he came back out and he showed up, and they got a big-time win. Tough opponent. Look, week 1, it's all about getting a win, regardless of how ugly, how pretty it is. You want to get that win. But it's not just about offense. That defense, Shula got the boys still hunting. Landman had a huge punch out. But this is the coverage Durant right here with this nasty interception on the sideline. Just nasty. Had to replay it to make sure it was an interception like they do all turnovers. Just
that guy's name is Landman?
No, this is Durant. This is Landman right here. Yes, and this punch out is phenomenal. The peanut punch, Marlon Humphrey, all these guys have made it famous. Not even going in thinking about a tackle, just going in with an actual laser missile on that punch out. Unbelievable turnover. Rams found a gritty win. And the recovery. The recovery is just as nasty and as athletic as the punch out. This was one great game. Another great game down there in the NFC South. Something we didn't talk about. The Tampa Bay Bucs and the Atlanta Falcons.
Who is Landman? Hold on. Landman.
That is
his
sick
first
name.
like Rock Landman?
I will never say his first name.
Punching Landman.
Landman. Boom. Landman.
Landman. Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right, sorry.
But
that's a great name.
Something else we definitely got to talk about. It was a great game down there in NFC South, which is they always have bangers week in and week out. But Michael Penix Jr., first of all, the Falcons made the right decision. They made the right draft choice. And the Falcons are going to be all right. It's a big-time throw in the fourth quarter to get his team in a position to come down and possibly win this game. Ray McLeod had 2 phenomenal diving plays. This one was a 4th down scramble to the left where he dove and got the first down and made it a goal-to-go situation. Unbelievable athleticism here. We know what he can do throwing the ball, but this is just showing off his athleticism. And it didn't stop there. He had another one here, another one 4th and goal where he had to stretch out, keep all his lower extremities off the ground, and get the ball to break that plane to get this game close. But, it started off a little shaky. Atlanta looked better on defense as well, but they got a superstar, a budding superstar over there, wide receiver, Ibuka. And we saw him during the whole Ohio State run. He's always kind of the guy not talked about, but he always shows up in the biggest moments. This was an absolutely nasty throw, a seed, and a great throw. And then a great throw and catch here to basically go up and win the game. Just big-time player. I think he will become that wide receiver one. We know Mike Evans, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, or should be. Chris Godwin will get back in the fold at some point. We got Irvin, we got all these other pieces, but Ibuka, you will not be able to deny him. He'll get open, he'll make big-time plays week in and week out.
And he's going to be nothing but a perfect teammate down there.
Yep.
For sure.
Marvin Harrison Jr. was the big conversation at Ohio State whenever he was there. Then Jeremiah Smith was the big conversation whenever he was there. And what did he do? Oh, just be the second leading receiver every single year.
Yep.
He's not as the one. So he won't get into shit. Seems like he'll be a great teammate.
Oh, yeah.
Block his ass off.
Smart.
Everything about him. Yeah, knows where to play everywhere. He's durable, reliable. He's like Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch him. And shout out to the Buccaneers getting a big-time win. Falcons' defense was playing pretty good there.
Yeah, they were. Oh, yeah.
Well, they get it figured out. And Penix being a guy is certainly sweet. Hey, what are the big storylines coming out of yesterday that we should maybe pay attention to, pal?
All right, Pat, let's rip them off for you. I think we start with the New York Giants and the fact that Brian Daboll, the head coach, declined to commit to Russell Wilson as his starting quarterback after the game, despite repeated chances to do so. The time to go to Jackson Dart, the Giants' rookie first-round draft pick, is coming. We don't know whether it's going to be this week, next month, but make no mistake about it, Jackson Dart's time as the starting quarterback of the Giants is coming. We had a number of notable tight end injuries. Brock Bowers left the game with a knee injury that he said after the game he didn't think was serious. George Kittle, the great 49ers tight end, left the game with a hamstring injury early on, did not return. You would have to figure that would sideline him for a little bit here, and the Broncos tight end Evan Ingram left the game with a calf injury. We'll see if he misses any time. And to talk about the entire week as well, we'll probably hear something from the NFL today regarding Jalen Carter and his spitting incident with Dak Prescott. We'll see whether the league decides to take additional action. Usually in the past, they have not. They've let the one-game suspension stand. In this particular case, I think back to what Troy Vincent, the NFL executive vice president, told NFL executives and GMs and coaches at the owners' meetings in the spring. He said, we are not going to tolerate anything that demeans the game. We want only good sportsmanship, and there'll be zero tolerance involved. We'll see how the league decides to handle that. And in regards to tonight's game, the Vikings and Bears, Harrison Smith did not make the trip for the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
The Vikings have, but the Chicago Bears have no sympathy for the Vikings because they have a number of question marks around a number of their defensive backs. Jalen Johnson listed as questionable. I don't know that he's going to go tonight. I have my doubts about whether he's going to play tonight. Tyler Gordon put on the injury report with a hamstring injury. I don't know that he's going to play tonight.
Oh, no.
So the Bears could be down Jalen Johnson. They could be down Kyler Gordon. They could be down any number of defensive backs as J.J. McCarthy makes his first NFL start. People forget that. He didn't play at all last year. He was the only quarterback from the great class of 2024 that didn't take a snap in a regular season game. He gets to start tonight, and Pat, he grew up in Chicago as a Bears fan. The first ever NFL game he attended, the very first NFL game that he ever attended was at Soldier Field, Bears-Vikings. Remember the game where Adrian Peterson ripped off those runs as a rookie running back? That was J.J. McCarthy's first game as an NFL fan tonight. He'll have the opportunity to go and be the starting quarterback for the Vikings, and you have to figure some young Chicago Bears fan is going to be going to his first game tonight, and he'll get to see J.J. McCarthy in uniform against a depleted Bears secondary.
Well, shout out to that future J.J. McCarthy that's attending his first ever game tonight, Monday Night Football. Let's have a good one. Congrats to J.J. McCarthy having this be his debut. What a magical moment, honestly.
So cool.
Last season had to suck for him. Obviously, everybody talks about his uber competitive spirit and his leadership abilities. So having your entire career basically stop before it can even get started had to suck. I'm excited to see what he's able to do with Kevin O'Connell. I'm excited to see what he's able to do with this offense. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is absolutely insane on a football field. He's always open. And for Caleb Williams, we've seen some great out of him, right, in the preseason? There were some great moments. And then obviously there is always going to be negative chatter until they have some sort of success. Tonight could be a brand new era for both of these teams. The J.J. McCarthy era potentially begins in a huge way. And Ben Johnson, the super genius, first-time head coach, could kick off in a beautiful fashion as well. Schefter, hey, I feel like we just did the first 15. I feel like we just did the first 15. 32 minutes. It's first 15 plays.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a 15-minute clock just on there.
It's
sometimes a 15-play drive, might only say 8 minutes, but in real time, that's 35 minutes of real time.
Boom. Play time. Yes.
Well said.
That is a good call.
Some things have commercials.
That is a good call.